Half Hour Henshin, episode 44. This week, we're going to make up our grievous mistake from last week. We are going to dedicate the entire half hour segment to talking about My Neighbor Mofun. I don't even think that was what it was called.
It's called Mofun and Me, so I mean it's
Mofun
close
and Me.
enough.
Yeah, I was thinking of Totoro for some reason. We're okay. How are we going to spend 30 minutes of talking about a show that only has 3 minutes of content? If that.
I know, right?
Anyway, we are going to talk about it just real quick before we start with everything else, just because we meant to. It's supposed to be a show that was technically created by Jeremy. It was produced in Ishibana, and it airs to all the people of Terra. And it's supposed to be this little wholesome show. We know, oh god, why is their name escaping me? Popular Azure is obsessed with the show, and it's like, cool, what is this show gonna be? And it seems to be about a Yeti who is kidnapping people and forcing them to live in the village.
Yeah, it's like I don't know what to make of it. I watched it a couple weeks ago, so like I'm just trying to remember it all. But then again, it's just 3 minutes. It's literally every episode is that. It's like, I'm off to see the Legends of Mofun, and then Mofun just shows up, like say, oh cool, you're coming with me to the village. Okay, cool. Second episode, you're never leaving.
You're never leaving, and every time he tries to leave, he gets lured in by some kind of cuteness or whatever.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to leave the fluffiness of Mofun. It's so funny.
And they're just trapped there forever. And I mean, watching that, all I could think of is like, wait, what? Like, but why? I don't know. It's interesting. I just think it's very funny that we have a little bit of context for this little like in-universe show. Her name was Rita, and Rita has some fun taste, I guess.
But at the same time, I mean, like, I like it's meant to sell merch. It's meant to be okay. So in universe, it was meant to just it was very, very cute. It's meant to have like a village for Himeno to realize that she's not alone. But out of universe, P Bandai, baby, let's go.
Yeah. I feel like that's our greatest enemy right now.
Yeah, P Bandai. And all the jokes about like, oh hey, it's like oh no, we don't tell people to keep yourself safe. Don't initialize that. We don't tell people to keep yourself safe. No, we tell people. I hope merch of your favorite stuff ends up on P Bandai. That is like probably like the worst thing you could say to someone at this point.
Yeah. And the worst part is like it's the stuff that comes out on it. I'm like, but I wanted that. Fuck.
Exactly. No, one of my friends actually has the Saru Brothers sunglasses, and they wear glasses. So I roasted them for like a good minute over. Okay, no, I didn't roast them. They roasted themselves over the fact like I wear glasses. How am I gonna wear these?
I mean, yeah, zero. Interesting, just interesting. But yeah, holy shit, was this Geats episode really funny at the beginning. Oh, I really like that Keiwa who's like, oh, they've dressed him up. He looks super evil, and he just answers the phone. It's like, hi sis, how are you?
Yeah, he's still exactly the same, and I'm like, oh yay. After that,
everyone dies.
Yeah, so technically I was kind of right. This basically is a Shin Megami Tensei effed up chaos world.
Yep, it's the you got your world, but at what cost?
Exactly, because it's like yes, I'm surprised that we didn't. I mean, that we kind of like just glanced over it before. That like yes, he's bringing everyone back, but I think we did not emphasize the fact that he was bringing everyone back.
Yeah, I never thought about it, and that also really makes sense. I mean, because we've gotten the vibes of there being bad writers, especially with Buffa's whole backstory and everything about that. So like,
yeah, it's like we kind of made jokes about this mostly because like we were thinking about like
Mr. Sparrow,
Mr. Dapan.
Oh, Dapan as well too.
Yeah, I was gonna say Twitter's name for him, but I'm like, oh, no, I'm not gonna say Twitter's name for him.
I don't even know Twitter's name from. You gotta tell me that after the show.
I'll tell you after the show. But yeah, it's like I thought he was gonna come back. We actually didn't mention that we were kind of hoping that our firefighter bro will show up again.
Yeah, Shiro.
But yeah, but no, it's like no, they actually just have like a bunch of new bad guys, and we're like,
Yeah, and to be fair, they're around. We might see them later. I just don't think they're like the focus right now.
yeah, or as we learned, they might just straight up be dead, considering that it's like oh hey, guess what? Your parents and sister are dead again.
Oh yeah, it happens
Like-
instantly. Oof. I love that we finally get like the vibe of Jit or whatever as a like game master, where we had the one who cared about realism, or the one who cared about like his show going the right way, the one who cared about like the producer who cared about realism, and the other one who cared about it being, you know, like fucking I don't the one who the game master was kind of
show.
silly, yeah, a showy or interesting.
Yeah,
And now we have the game master who specializes in bad end, because there are people who love those kinds of things.
yeah. It's messed up. Like he is just like Jeet. Jeet
Yeah.
is just a is just a guy that just monkey paws your wish, and I'm
He
like,
does. And to be fair, I love him. I love the way this actor is playing him. Every time I see him on
Yeah.
screen, he's got this such a serious energy, like deadpan, low voice, and the actor plays it super, super well.
yeah.
And again, I also have to give it up to Keiwa's actor, because oh my god, the fact that he goes from like looking super serious, tough, and like evil to like, "Hi sis, how are you doing today?"
Yeah, and we at least the funny thing though is that we know he's still a good guy. It's like we know he's still a good guy.
Still in there.
It's-
We're seeing what's happening. I mean, he's really obviously being manipulated. I know some people talking about it, where by the end of the series, you know, if Kekkara gets what's coming to him and he dies, especially by Tycoon's hand, that he's probably gonna die happily, being like, "My favorite really is a true rider."
yeah, like oh my god,
Uh,
it's
yeah.
ridiculous. Like oh my god, it's like I mean the funny thing too is that like after like okay, so number one, we kind of have to talk about how Keiwa's actor has been getting a lot of like flack online for being a bad guy for these past few episodes.
Dude, I hate when
like-
people do that. It's a show. It's written.
Yeah, and the craziest thing too is that like you know kind of like it always weirds me out that even the JP community does this too. Like whenever I hear about this kind of stuff, I was like, oh, stupid NA. Like I can't believe we're doing this shit again. But no, I hear like no, Japan's doing it too. And I'm like, oh my god. You
Yeah,
guys are
it's
idiots.
one of those things. It's like when the people who get like seriously mad about like fictional characters being evil in the stories when they're the bad guys or something. And it's like, yeah, dude,
Yeah,
he's
like,
the
when
bad guy. We're reading a fictional story about fictional things. Like some people are gonna be bad guys, you know.
Exactly.
And
like
and,
oh
and,
my
and
god.
Kay was having like his Judas moment. He's kind of gone to the dark side. We're hoping he's gonna be redeemed. Like I don't know. I still love Kayla. I think this is a great evolution
No,
for him
it's-
as a character. It's really interesting.
It's great. Yeah, it's great, but it's like his own oversight brought this upon him, and like you know
Yeah.
he's kind of just reaping it, and it's like he's not reveling in the fact that he has his own world. No, he's kind of like
Miserable.
ah crap. Yeah, he's like he got monkey pawed hard.
Yep.
But then again, to be fair, he kind of brought that upon himself because with a broad wish like that, it's like I swear, with a broad wish like that, Baruba and Kekkara knew this was gonna happen.
And
You
they were
knew-
probably well. They
Yeah.
not only did they know, but like they had everything ready for it. So they planned for it. You know, Kayla had a naive wish that was to bring everyone back, but like some people are bad, and we find that out even later by finding out that one of the people who came back is the person who fucking killed Akari, the original Neon.
Yeah, like that was woo.
That was a lot. I didn't know they were gonna go that hard with that, but
Yeah.
the whole scene with her and the dad, and then also like the fucking gang scene with Tycoon. Tycoon just fucking kills that guy.
Yeah, like I mean, it's like at this point he kind of has nothing to lose, and like this is kind of what Kekkara was waiting for, but at the same time, it's kind of messed up that he was waiting for this to happen.
No, I mean it's messed up that he's been manipulating him from the whole way. I like that he had the fucking Tycoon like banner ready. And I told you, like, Hikaru always gave kind of Yakuza gangster vibes. So him molding your good boy tycoon into this kind of always fit the memo. In addition with
Yeah.
like I like that Baroba like shows up or whatever, and they're like, you think you can beat Geets or whatever. They're talking to him, and I'm like, okay, well, look who he's interacting with. Like you have to pay attention. But again, it's
Yeah, like yeah, he's like honestly, I still want him to have a good end because like he honestly doesn't deserve this just for
no,
being
I love
naive.
this. I
Like
love
yeah,
this. This is
it's
so
like
good. I'm hoping we get something like that.
yeah, like honestly, this all just really just comes down to how naive he is,
Yeah,
and
but it was a good
it
naivety.
yeah, it's really really good. Man, also this episode was dense because we actually got a lot of stuff for Buffa Neon and Kawa. Like, Ace is there kind of like he kind of has already had his kind of story already.
Yeah, I mean
But
Ace's character arc is he's made like his arc as a character, so there's not a lot more for him to go. I mean, there might be. We can never say that for sure right now,
mhm,
but he's really kind of hit. He did the thing he said he was going to do at the beginning of the show, and now we're
yeah,
just kind of dealing with the repercussions of everything and that, and just
yeah,
whew, the stuff with
yeah.
Neon and her dad being like there is genuine love in your heart for her. Or here, wait, let's talk about the Buffa stuff real quick because he had some stuff, but it wasn't as much. Buffa talking to Naj Sparrow. When we saw Naj Sparrow in the hospital bed, I'm like, oh, Azure's gonna be so happy about this. He's like out of the way.
It's like, oh, I'm so tired of this dude. But at the same time, he lost everything too. So it's
Yep.
like,
And
good.
now he's looking for the Tree of Knowledge, to try to save Tycoon's parents.
Mhm.
Try to do something he feels bad, which
Yeah.
honestly that really fits because we were talking about the I think it was the leak or the talk about like his form is going to be like Mao, so like Demon King Buffa, right? It
Mhm.
feels like that's really thematically relevant. The Demon King gained power by eating from the Tree of Knowledge. If
Yeah.
we're going with the Christian allegory, it was the Tree of Knowledge that got the people cast out of Eden because they were seduced by the. I'm like, huh, we really aren't beating the Christian allegory.
Well, I mean,
But
the thing is, like we had geese that already had forbidden fruits and shit like that already. So
we had a, we had we had
sorry,
a way
Gaim,
more
Gaim.
we had a way more literal forbidden fruit stuff. Yeah, so
Yeah,
it makes sense. And I mean, I think just thematically, like the forbidden fruit, the tree of knowledge are very rich. Like there's
yeah,
lots of anime, manga, just regular books that have those themes because it's good.
yeah.
Sometimes what's it called? Sometimes things are like classic themes and stuff for a reason. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, the
Yeah.
dude who kidnapped Neon, and then you're like, oh, the dad, is he gonna show up? What's gonna go on? And he's so fucking depressed
Oh
about it.
man, yeah. And then after that, we basically see like Ace is just there to kind of like grant people's wishes, which is kind of like the whole point of why the DGP is so angry at him
Yeah,
because
but
he
before we
has
get
half
to
of the
that,
power.
yeah,
Yeah.
but before we get to that, the fucking scene with Neon's mom and dad, where the mom is like, I love the Kari who we raised, from 0 to 8, but I also love Neon who we raised, from childhood to adulthood, and I know you have genuine love for her too, and I'm just like, oh god, please show up, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not ready for a fucking like fake out where he like doesn't show up.
Yeah, but after that, like before we even see any of that, we basically see him go up to Ace and like say, I need help," and
Yeah, you wanted
he
to help
shows up.
Neon's dream. Yep.
Yeah,
And
and
he's
he
like,
and he shows up.
and he shows up, and it's like you're not getting a single yet. And the dude, like, I love for one thing. Can we talk about? I really liked how the fucking bat head looks on the base suit, and
Mm.
how the other guy's head looked. I think they look cool. But I love how we're getting these like mook bad guys who are like, I'm using armed hammer. Look at how fucking cool I am with
Yeah,
armed hammer.
I was laughing so hard at that. I'm like, oh my god, you guys are so gonna die so
Also,
quickly.
I love the thing where we see the dad and we see like a little bits of his wish, and it's really obvious that his wish is like Neon's happiness is what I wish for.
Hmm.
But his henshin was sick. I saw that the dude posted on Twitter that, because he's been a Kamen Rider, the actor, he's been a Kamen Rider fan, since his kid. So he posted like the little kid picture of him doing the pose, and it was very
Oh,
cute. Um, the fantasy fucking belt looks sick. He got to have like I fucking love the transformations where they have the arms out, the dude looks down, and like everything like comes onto him. He like fucking Super Saiyan yells.
yeah.
Uh, his suit looks sick. Niago. Uh,
Yeah. And after that, during this, we basically see the supporters, step in, like saying, "Hey, you're getting in the way of my entertainment."
yep. Especially like, it's so funny that Baroba became like Baroba like ends up adoring Buffa and then leaves him, but she also like fucking hates Neon to like torment her. She ended up
Hmm.
being intertwined with more of them. Geets
Yeah,
basically fights Kekara, and then we get to let it end there for the day. He
yeah, and then
but we get
like
but we let
Kekara tries to ruin it too.
yep, but Geets deals with him, and I liked how we end it on "Keep your hands off my daughter" as he runs out of frame. It was very cute, and then you see Neon's face. Um, and then we get one of the new Ace rules: those who wish to enter by their own volition may become riders.
Yep.
Very cute. The main thing that really excites me about the preview from the next episode, neon fantasy, baby.
Yeah, I mean, it's like what, like I'm really wondering too, like if that's all we're gonna get, because number one, like it actually does fit the coloring a lot more, but
Yep.
at the same time, I'm like, is it gonna be a dual buckle too? Because like I'm gonna like feel kind of bad if it's not a dual buckle.
Well, the thing is that like it's not a dual buckle, but I didn't want neon or what's it called, or even fucking buffas to necessarily be dual buckles, because like Geet is a technically like a triple buckle because it could be used as one side, or the two sides together. Fucking Kawa's, I feel like it uses both sides, but it's technically a single buckle.
Mm.
So I feel like fantasy. I want them all to do kind of something interesting and different with the way the buckles are used. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And so if it's like a single buckle that maybe like because it's fantasy and it has some sort of like creative power, maybe creates a secondary form or something as it goes on. Um, I don't know. I'm still not sure, but let's let that one play out because it's always hard to kind of guess what they're gonna do with the like toy design.
Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, talk about nice design. So like Jasaris this week.
Jasaris this week, super sick. Long fight again.
Yeah, long fight, a lot of exposition. Like we're getting a lot of stuff now. Like we're actually understanding the series now.
Yeah. But I mean, the biggest takeaways from this episode was that he one has a secret sword inside the scythe, uh,
Hmm.
which is very funny. I do like always seeing the concept of the unarmed versus armed fight
Hmm.
in these shows where it's like the one who's not wearing a suit is obviously way weaker, so watching them win is always really cool.
Yeah, like it's like
Uh,
I noticed that too. I'm like, it's like, oh wait, dude, you're winning without the suit. Okay.
yeah, dig that. The one thing that I'm like, oh, that made a lot of sense is we've been talking about the guy who holds like the timers or whatever, and
Yeah.
he was holding a puzzle that was almost complete. By the time it was
Hmm.
complete, I noticed the puzzle. It's based off of a painting, and it's Narcissus from Greek mythology
Oh.
staring into the water. He sees his reflection that's so beautiful that he stays there and starved. So I thought that was really thematically fitting for this world where you get to see your quote unquote reflection.
Hmm.
So that was cool. I mean, the fight was fucking sick. Him fucking killing the guy with the extra blade was awesome. Getting a little bit of like
Yeah.
backstory where this guy's like, I'm not gonna follow the organization. I think it's more interesting to like help you out. And this girl who got the like, yeah, dude, I think I'm finally starting to, and then she's immediately fucking stabbed.
What's also interesting too is that I mean, like we should have realized this too with previous episodes, but the fact that each of the other guys like has their own world. So Jasar's is just like just traveling between a bunch of them.
Yep.
Like it's like, oh yeah, it's like well, I mean, maybe you didn't interfere with my world. I'm like, oh okay. And then at the end of this episode, we see like the yellow guy's world where he looks like a mafia boss of some sort.
Yeah, he does. It was funny. One of the dudes who worked for him really reminded me of fucking Gentoku from Build. But
I didn't notice that, but yeah.
there was just one guy. He had like really sharp eyes, and he had like the goatee, and he just gave me those vibes. You know, it wasn't him, obviously, but like he just gave me those vibes. But yeah, we're gonna see where that goes. I mean, technically, we're only like 2 body parts away from completing the little Jasaris thing, so
Yeah.
I think maybe that tells us that it's not gonna be like a super long series.
Especially with the rumors that supposedly for the next Kamen Rider, Masahiro Inoue is supposedly rumored to show up in it.
I mean, we'll see then.
Yeah, I'm really curious too, because I'm like, really curious. It's not an anniversary series.
I have seen the Gotchard suit now. I really like it.
Oh yeah, I love it. It's so bright. So I love
cute. It gives me like Digimon feels with like the goggles on top of the head.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. I like the Hopper Train combo. What I don't like is that they're making them cards, and I think I see the thing about them. You have to buy the booster packs, and I'm like, shit. Just let me buy the cards together in a set.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it is, but
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, the other thing too is that, like, you know, people are theorizing that, you know, whatever the 2 sides are, they have to equal up to 10 and things like that.
Okay,
yeah, because I think it's like 4-6. I think Pirate Ninja or whatever it was, or Pirate Train, I think is 7-3. So we'll see what it is as we get closer, because we don't have a definitive.
I like that as a gimmick though. But anyway, continuing on, because we still got 2 shows to talk about. 2 big shows to talk about. King Oger.
Talk about previous. Oh wait, actually, I was gonna say talk about previous writers. Okay, I guess we'll do King Oger first. Okay, got it.
Yeah, I was just going in the same order, and I was just gonna tag Blazer to the end.
Fair enough.
I never thought about it. King Oger, cool episode.
We get another roll call.
We get another roll call. We get a fucking Shugadum taken over. Everything being just everything's looking bad. I'm really sad that we didn't get to see my favorite Shugadum background guy.
Yeah,
like I wish he would have been there.
Oh man, but yeah, this episode was just like one long fight where everyone gets to show off.
Yep,
it's great.
I loved the Yanma and Jeremy kind of like friendship start budding at the beginning, and they're like talking, and they're like, you know, maybe we should deal with this guy. Second of all, I love that he's like kind of just chilling in a little like spider web net. Like
no, he is being a drama kid.
I love him so much. I love him so much. I love this kid. And then it's like, maybe we should do something about this. And he's like, just fucking teleports them out of there.
Yeah.
We get a little bit of the conclusion of like Suzume, you know, feeding information to her brother. And then we get to see the big sick fight. You know, then we get to see Rackles.
No.
What?
No, yeah, even before that, yeah, I think you were gonna say it. But the fact that we actually get to see Rackles run into the fart pillow this time.
Oh my god, they played that so straight, I thought they were gonna kill him.
Yeah, it was
you
so
really think like they're gonna fucking kill him, and then just fucking push him into the fart pillow, and you fucking see Yanma like trying to hold it in, and then he's like,
yeah. Even Jeremy was having a good time with that too.
I love these 2 motherfuckers who like theoretically, if you like think about their character archetypes, one of them is like a fucking nerdy computer dude, and the other one is like this nerdy like book writer, and they're both basically like laughing their asses off at this dumb fart joke. I love that. That was so dumb and funny. But yeah, we get to see Gira show up, save the kids.
Yeah, it's a really cute moment. Yeah, like, you know, he finally gets to reunite with them. And yeah, like that's really when like the fight starts. Like, you know, everyone's starting to realize that no, Gira's not a bad guy. He's acting like a king.
Yep. And the biggest thing in this episode that I thought, the only thing that I thought was kind of out of character and like really stupid is like Rackles goes up to like be like, oh yeah, you know, we're here together, we're like allies, and he's like, no, I'm just here. You're here as a servant, and then he just like fucking throws the sword at the.
Yeah.
Like, why would you throw the transformation item, motherfucker?
Yeah. And then we learned that before we actually do get the roll call, we actually do see that they actually are gonna be like they're calling themselves essentially they made their own treaty to fight against Bugnarok.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man. It was
Seeing Rackles be really
so
pathetic. This episode was like really cathartic,
Yeah.
after just how almost 20 episodes of him being like the biggest dick around.
Yeah.
I also just love the interaction with Yanma and Kagura at the beginning, where he's just like, "Did you plan to betray him all along?" And he's just like, "I always do what's best for my people."
Mhm.
And he's like, "Well, ironic that it makes you easier to trust when you're like that."
And what's even funnier too is that this argument keeps going. Like they're trying to fight against like this diamond pillbug, and the diamond pillbug keeps trying to say his name. He's like, "I'm invincible.
He is
I am
doing
diamond."
his
And they just keep interrupting him. It's so funny.
Right?
I love this. This is where Super Sentai really shines, is where character interactions are king. Like it's so good. I love seeing character interactions, and that's what makes or break a show for me. I always say even for Kamen Rider, the support team, if the support team sucks, for the main rider, we've talked about this. Ace is kind of boring because he's overly powerful. He's way too OP.
Yeah,
but everyone around him
it's seeing
is
him
good.
Interact with everything and do everything else that makes it really fun and really good.
Mhm.
I really like that. I really love that we're finally getting the Gira who is fighting for the people. He gets to transform, and when he puts on the helmet, it definitely they do King Kuwagata. So I really am hoping we'll get to see more people put on the helmet,
Mhm.
the Founder's Crown. And the thing we were talking about before, where maybe it's gonna be a point of context, and someone like Yanma or Rita don't have quote unquote royal blood in them, so it's gonna be a whole thing. So I'm hoping that will do well. Fucking Bugnarog just runs away. They do the pill bug. They have a really cool extreme King Oger. The big thing at the end, the fact that fucking Arita can't fucking execute Rackles because of the dumb prank is really funny.
It's like, you punished him. You gave him a lesser sentence, so I can't do anything. It's so funny.
It's so funny and so stupid. And they're like, "Well, what are we gonna do? Shugadam doesn't have a ruler," and immediately fucking Gira challenges him to trial by combat.
Yeah,
That
this time
is
on his
sick.
own terms.
Yeah,
On
that
his
is
own
so
terms this
sick.
time.
I'm so excited about this. This is so cool. I love how we get to see the fucking people. There's some people rooting for Gira or whatever.
And our favorite guy is holding a Rackles poster.
Yeah, he is. The big thing also is we get what looks like a thing on Suzume's wedding.
Oh, that's right.
With the person who looks like Rackles, but I'm telling you, I feel like that might be a fake out where Rackles is gonna be the one who puts the thing on Gira as the king. Because I love how they do that. They immediately cut to a Kagurai's face, just looking up in wonder, and I'm just like, holy shit, is Gira gonna marry Suzume?
I am curious as to how this is gonna go. What's really funny is how this episode just went by so fast, because almost all half of it was a fight.
Yep. I mean, to be fair, I feel like the Ultraman episode kind of went like that as well.
Yeah,
really
okay,
good.
so so now we're finally good at getting into
before
Ultraman
we get
Blazes.
into that, I did love the final shot of the King Oger preview where we just to see all of them and they're standing behind the castle, and it was cool.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Ultraman Blazer. Man, getting to watch a show officially on their channel with their commercials and everything is nice, honestly.
Yeah, it's really nice. I mean, it's much better than a company that's kind of ignoring their entire American fan base right now, as we learn. So I'm not sure if you saw the tweets during Anime Expo, a week ago, but last year at Anime Expo, there was actually a lot of Toku representation over there. There was actually you could actually officially buy toys at the Toei booth, I think, and they actually had, I think, one of the suits, I think, as well. But this year there was nothing. There was nothing official that was being presented. Team Rider US didn't have a presence. A bunch of other things too. It just wasn't there. No one's promoting it. And apparently like there's someone that there's someone that actually just dislikes the American fan base that is currently the head of like Toei's marketing for it. So like, you know, they don't, you know, okay, I'm basically spreading a lot of I forgot, I like just know that. But like the thing is that they don't really promote it to us that much. Like, I mean, sure, we have like, you know, the Shout Factory official Blu-rays, but that's kind of it.
Yeah, and to be fair, I find out all my Kamen Rider news from random people on Twitter anyway. So it's
Yeah,
not like I
like,
ever find out from official sources like, oh yeah, you know, Toei told me about this.
yeah, like that's the thing. Like, but apparently, what is it? Apparently, was it Shirokura? I think is now like the guy that actually produces Kamen Rider, I believe, is actually going to be the overseas distribution person now too. I'm like, wait, what? So I'm not sure exactly what's going to go on with that, but like I said, it's just really annoying that there's an entire fan base that's being ignored, especially for Kamen Rider. I mean, like for Super Sentai, it's a little bit, you know, easier to kind of swallow because Saban. I mean, well, I don't think they own it anymore. Plus, I mean, the rumors that Power Rangers is ending, but yeah,
yeah, it's stuff like that, and it's also the fact that like I can, if you tell me, oh yeah, they don't want to promote Super Sentai because they're like, this is going to be confusing because Power Rangers exists in the West, I'm going to be annoyed about that. But at least I get it. You know, I'm like, yeah, because that's what I have to do. That's what I have to do anytime I talk. I was like, oh yeah, dude, I was watching the new Super Sentai. It was super sick. It was like, Super Sentai, what's that? I'm like, it's Japanese Power Rangers. Because it's just the shorthand for it, you know.
It hurts to say Japanese Power Rangers, but it's like it's the easiest way to explain.
Yeah. It hurts. Yeah. It hurts to say. It really does, because it's not. It's the other me. It's like it's the other way around. But you know, it's just that way people know what the fuck we're talking about when we say it, and it's like,
yeah. The point of all this, though, is the fact that it's amazing that Super. I'm just gonna say Supro because it's easy for me. That Supro actually is officially releasing their stuff in English, either subbed or dubbed for you.
Yep, I watched
officially.
The dub was not bad. I did not hate it. I don't know if I need to watch the sub because I'm wondering if they did any new voices for the like his little Ultraman like grunts. Because I thought they sounded really good. They sounded very alien and very fucking weird, and I love that.
I love Blazer. Like it's like okay, so
the only thing about the English dub was just the way that they fucking pronounce bazonga. Cracks me up. The fact that it's bazonga, I was kind of cracking up at that when I was watching it. Also, just again, before we get into the story, man, seeing some good old fashioned kaiju suits just tearing up a fake city. Oh, that's so crunchy. It's so nice.
Yeah, it's like I would say like it's a little bit weird whenever I see them like move quicker, but at the same time, like I love like, you know, kind of like seeing how they have to like kind of look like they're walking underwater. I would say, like, you know, just to really like give the sense of weight. I love that.
Yep, and the adaptability, the extra stuff they added to the suit for like the parts to be ripped off too.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's so good. Like I mean, like we kind of know that I was like excited for this because of how much I'm like saying, God, Tarantula is not a suit, and then what? Extreme King Oger is a suit? Like, you know, we know I like my suits.
I love seeing real suits, and again,
yeah,
I think CG is not bad if you're using it for the right things. Like I think God Tarantula is a great example of like, yeah, they wanted him, you know, he's CG, but he fucking flips around and does backflips, and it's like, you know, the most boring thing was that he's CG and he still moves just kind of normally like a person would.
Oh yeah.
You know? At the very least, they're going all out with that. There's, I feel like from a technical aspect, I fucking loved Blazer. The dub was pretty good. The music was eerie and sick. The music that I think is for the opening that we get at the end was fucking really good. I really liked that opening. The fucking audio work for it was all really good. Like the dub was also integrated like really well into it. The suits looked fantastic. The action looked, you know, pretty good. Oh my god, the fucking transformation where he just like is like forced to use the item.
Yeah, it's I actually really enjoyed that.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, honestly, I think like the weirdest thing about this, like I think the thing I'm not used to is just kind of like how I'm not used to seeing. I think the term is combined arms, where it's like they actually have like the unit on the ground, like actual regular humans fighting off kaiju. Like I'm not used to that. But then again, to be fair, the only kaiju thing that I've really watched for myself, funny enough, is actually the 10th anniversary of today. Is Pacific Rim.
Yeah, that's fair. And like to be fair, I feel like that's a lot because we've talked about how you and me have not watched a lot of Ultraman. So this is kind of
Yeah.
our but I feel like that's kind of the whole vibe of Ultraman is that it's the armed forces and then the Ultraman who helps out. And also, man, my other biggest complaint is I wish they would have fucking done at least translation subs for the fucking commercials. The fact that they did, the fact that they did so many cool commercials for like the fucking Super Aya World for like Super Aya Con and all the other stuff, and I'm like, tell me what they're saying. I can't go, but I want to know. And again, this is such a thing that I feel like if you're releasing the content on your own, like you can put the ads of your own shit, bro. Beautiful. It's the same way Bushira does this when they do Vanguard, when they do the little ad breaks on the YouTube channel's releases.
Oh,
it's always like, hey, here's the new booster pack. Please buy it. And it's like, that's cool. Yeah, that's at least a relevant ad to me.
Yeah. I mean, it's really funny that we get commercials.
Yeah, not
like
used
official
to
commercials.
That. When I was like, because I was gonna go to watch it, I'm like, oh, 31 minutes. Like this is what, and like it's a commercial. Like, oh, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, like I mean, I watched last week's I watched the last week's preview episode. I think the thing is that going off the preview episode to this one, I was introduced to all of Scarred already. So I think,
have to watch the preview episode. Yeah.
Yeah, so not seeing the characters that I saw except for Genta, I believe his name was the main, like only seeing him, like because he was the only one talking. Like there was not a lot of dialogue in this episode too because of the fact that it was all just fighting and just military formations and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was him. He was the main guy. He did what we needed to, and I love how he had this eccentric group of like guys with him, and he's never gonna leave a guy behind. Love those characters.
Yeah,
I love the transformation sequence. Like we don't get like his little like rise thing or whatever it is, but we got the when everything is in peril, the building's about to fall on his teammates. He transforms, and then you get to see his big giant body like holding up the building. That was so good. I love that.
Yeah. So and if there's one thing I love about Blazar so far, especially considering that my information comes from like a very very big Ultraman fan in my community, is that Blazar is kind of like a caveman. Like he's just roaring. He did not speak a single word. He just roared. Like pretty much in my chat while we were like live watching it, we just kept just typing roar, roar, and just random roars into the chat because like that's all he was doing. It was great. Like it's like and not only that like one of the things I noticed too, I wouldn't say not so much caveman, but also kind of tribal, is the fact that he kind of does a kind of, I guess kind of like a Muay Thai-ish, like kind of like ritual when like right before he actually started fighting. Like it looked really, really cool. Like it's like
I love that his first move was like, I'm gonna climb this building and like drop kick you from it.
It's so good. Yeah, like he's feral.
I wasn't ready for him to just like start climbing I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then he just jumps off to like the fucking flying knee kick. I was like, oh shit. This man's going off. No, the fight was cool. Everything with him was cool. I love seeing the main character who's like, never gonna let anyone fall behind. He's always gonna rush into the action. Very likable. Not super a lot to talk about from like a story point of view because we're just getting the introduction. We know that there's an Ultraman, and we're gonna get the episode The Man Who Created Scarred next one. I need to watch the preview episode.
I am so excited for next week because I really want to see these characters. Because like the funniest thing too is that like a lot of people in the Ultraman community, as that person was telling me, was like joking around, was that everyone in Scarred is kind of buff, like even the women. So it's like oh, are they just like, do we even need Ultraman? Are like they look buff enough to take on the kaiju themselves?
Yeah.
Like it's so funny. Like I'm loving the memes I'm seeing from it so far.
No,
but yeah, like I said, like this episode was kind of light on story because like it was just an introduction.
And it was an introduction, but it worked really well as like a spectacle. We got to see a cool fight. Yeah. We got to see the suit. The suit looks great in action, by the way.
Oh my god, that suit looks so good.
I love that the Ultraman suits, like they really don't look like suits. He just looks like some weird little alien guy, which is what he's supposed to be, which I think works really well. I like that they never go too hard on making it look like a suit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know, really enjoyable. Was pretty vibing. Um, liking some of the random Ultraman memes I'm seeing now. Can't wait to see the next thing. I'll watch the preview episode for next week. But you know we're going over by like 10 minutes this week, so we're definitely gonna
Oh
have
crap.
to.
Are we?
Yeah,
Oh,
we are. We were just kind of going for it, so I you know we'll get there. We'll work on our delivery for this. There's just a lot to talk about. I was really excited to talk about this show too because it was cool. And from what I hear about Ultraman's really cool. I love all the shows who try to teach you about the wonders of humanity through outside observers and like, hey, never give
mhm.
up, always believe. I'm just a sucker for that, especially right now. I feel like I got turned into too much of a jaded adult. I need some hope in my life.
Yeah,
uh,
I think Toku has actually done that for me too.
Yep. And we could talk about that maybe a little bit more next week. But we're gonna be a little bit over 40 minutes. Thank you everyone for listening to the longest half hour on the internet. We will see you guys next week. Thank you as always. Later.
Later.
This program is brought to you by.
Our unending love of Tokusatsu.
If you enjoyed the show, please be sure to like and subscribe.
And hit the bell for notifications. And if you would like to support us further, consider becoming a patron at our Patreon, Half Hour Henshin.
You can get some exclusive benefits, such as your name in the credits and joining our sticker club. Or, if you want to help with a one-time donation,
You can also find us at Ko-fi at Half Hour Henshin. You can email us with any questions or theories at halfhourhenshin@gmail.com or on Twitter at halfhourhenshin.